Okay, so we need to make this last part of the route, which is the delivery portion, before Tier 8 is reached and the community goal ends. You see I made 101 tons in my first loop. This time I've only got 73 because the sources are drying up for these beverages. But I've already plotted my routes and purchased fuel, and so now it's just a matter of getting there. So I said I would show you engineers, so while I'm waiting for folks to join, I will do that really quickly. So in the status tab, in the lower right there, I can view engineers. And if I do that, I can see that I've unlocked one. I got that message just near the end of the last stream from her. And she's invited me because I gained an exploration rank of Scout. So, but now in order to actually talk to her and get my frameshift drive souped up, I would need to get some meta alloys, which are materials that you can't just buy on the market. So that's subject for a different video. But why don't we head out of here and okay.
Landing restraints released. You may leave when ready.
Yikes.
Maintain a safe distance while flying within this area, Commander.
I dinged that passenger liner on my left, but it was definitely not in its lane. Didn't do any harm though, just hit my shields. Notice that the station is green in the schematic, which is different from last time. That means that it's friendly. And the reason it's friendly is because I've done business there before. Merely doing business somewhere doesn't automatically make a station friendly to you, but depending on how much you trade or what you trade or whether you do missions. Oh, this star is not main sequence. I looked it, but it's not, so I can't scoot from it. As I was saying, depending on what you do, you'll get the station friendly to you quicker or not. And the station being friendly, besides being green on your schematic, it doesn't do much? Not really, but if someone's chasing you and you jump out of Super Cruise right in front of the station, they'll shoot at them. And pretty much nothing can survive a station onslaught, so So again, I want to fuel scoop along this route because I will run out of fuel before the end otherwise.
Frameshift drive charging.
Can't use your computers while you're jumping, so notice that I just switched tabs to the fuels to the nav computer and did that while I was piloting and running my scanner. And whoops, I should have waited to cool down a little bit more. It'll probably be fine. You can do that. It's even easier to do it if you're in playing with VR on the PC, because you can interact with one thing you're looking at while you interact with other things with your controls, but you can even do it on the PS4 as long as whatever you're trying to do isn't bound to the exact same button. I really hope this distance glitch goes away where it says 34 trillion light years or quadrillion light years. I didn't check. I don't remember. Yes, okay. These very whitish stars that can be hard to tell if they're main sequence or if they're T Tauri. So that's the reason to pay attention to what your computer tells you when you hit the jump button, as I will in just a second. It says M red dwarf, so I know I will be able to scoop. And I've got 3 jumps left, so should be able to make this trip fine, even if I didn't scoop anymore. But just to be on the safe side, I'll scoop a little bit from this next star. So you see that yellow line, that's the point where you're too close to the star, and if you got closer than that, you would actually drop out of Super Qs and possibly take damage, and definitely get a lot of heat. So you don't want to go within that line. That line is also found on planets, and if it's a landable planet, then you'll go into orbital cruise when you go below that line. And if it's not a landable planet, you'll drop out of super cruise and possibly take damage again. Frontier promises us atmospheric landings
Frameshift
eventually.
drive charging.
So it'll be interesting to see how that works. But right now, you can only land on planets without atmospheres.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm interested to see how they justify in-game lore why you'll be able to jump into, gas giants or worlds like Mars that have very thin
Fuel scooping.
atmospheres that are not conducive to life. But
Fuel scoop disengaged.
the game won't be able to let you jump into Earth-like worlds because, well, the technical reason is that it's just too complex at this point. They don't have a model for modeling, they don't have an algorithm for modeling Earth-like worlds complete with populations and cities and such. Where they do have a system that does a lot of geological features on the planets that you already can land on. Things like geysers and strata and canyons and mountains and interdiction. I have more. I got it. There we go. I don't see the letter slot. There it is. Up. So ordinarily, the mail slot, the docking airlock, points at the planet that the station is orbiting, but doesn't always point directly at it. So you still have to watch your indicator, your schematic on the left, to be sure that you're facing in a direction where you'll be able to see the docking port, as I can now. You see what I did there was I tried to swing up so that it was pointing right at me before exiting Super Cruise, just so that I get the best kind of trajectory towards it.
Lincoln Tango Romeo Echo. This is flight control. Please note that access to the station is by authorization only. Request
There are
approved.
no
Just heading for approach to badge 30.
other players, no NPCs, no humans, just me. There's a human. Inside, I assume? Yeah, they're popping up. Alright, landing pad 30, so... did not see 30. Oh, there it is. I'm blind. Now, all 5 of these stations, or I guess all 6 of these stations, including this delivery point, are big stations, which means that you could make this route with a Type 7 or Type 9 freight ship, but because you can buy so little at a time, I think that this ship, the Aspect 4, is probably a very good choice for that, just because it has a good balance between...
Touchdown confirmed. Commence system shutdown.
cargo space
Welcome,
and maneuverability and other features. Alright, so here we go. We are currently at 101 tons, top 50%, so let's go find these things, sell them. Almost 500,000 profit on the energy drink. Almost 400,000 on the gin.
Incoming message.
215,000 on the ale. And 200,000 on the brandy. And finally the malt liquor gives us 675,000 profit. So, quite tidy. Let's see what that message was. We just got friendly status with the local political party just from doing this trading. And let's see what that did to our standings. Whoa! Top 25%. So that guarantees a payout of at least 17,000 and likely more, because we're going to hit tier 8 for sure. So the question is whether to try the route one more time. Given that we did this in, let's see, I'm going to see what the time on this stream is now. Looks like 23 minutes, of which I guess the first 5 or so were just me hanging out waiting. So so call it 20 minutes, and the previous one was less than an hour. So an hour and 10 minutes to do the route, with now that I know the route and I wasn't taking so much time to do stuff. I'm gonna bet I can make it another way around, at least one more time around. So rather than stopping the stream here, why don't I just continue? Do you think I should continue, or should I? Take care of the business I need to take care of anyway. I think all told we made about 250,000 credits for cartographic data. And I've emptied out my cargo hold. So at this point, I could plot a route back to Kongga, to the Laplace station. Or Laplace Ring, which is almost 200 light years away. Not nothing. But look at that, we can make it, since we're not carrying any cargo, we can make it without even scooping. So that's a very fast, that should be a very fast trip back. I do want to, since I haven't had a chance previously, I do want to take a quick look at the mission board, just because, you know, there might happen to be a mission to some of the places that we've been going, or there might be a very lucrative mission that we could complete on the side, since we know we're not going to fill the entire cargo hold. The law party were the ones who we have the friendly relationship with, so they might be expected to give us the best missions, but doesn't look like it. What good do you do, Harma Law Party? Nothing. Delivery missions we obviously don't want to take because that would get us off track, and we want to try to do this mission. Now, we are going to agricultural stations, and so algae will probably be something we could acquire, but 25,000 credits for 9 units? I don't think so. Same with 9 leather at 20,000. And these are time wasters while I'm trying to... Now this one is a bit more lucrative, but I don't think we're going to find CMM composite at any of those stations because those are all agricultural. So 14 units of narcotics for 336,000 credits. So narcotics, I'm going to say no just because they're probably going to be illegal along the way, and I don't want to have to deal with that if one of the stations that I have to dock at to purchase the goods doesn't allow narcotics. If there were more time left on the goal, I would probably take it and just show you how to do some silent running and slipping into stations as quickly as possible and that kind of thing, which is, you know, good skill to learn for smuggling, but I don't want to, so I won't.
Ship released. Restrict speed until clear of the station perimeter.
So, headed back to Kongga for their fine ale, and
You are clear of the station. Safe travels, Commander.
blast star, so it's scoopable.
Disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I should have paid attention to the comms back at Harma, because I was not expecting that interdiction. It didn't matter. I escaped fairly easily, but it's better to be on the lookout. Probably following the same route as I did last time, since I didn't have any cargo then either. So I probably won't get any cartographic data this time around. Another Class M.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, I forgot to scan that system, but again, I think I've probably been to all of these.
Fuel scooping.
Yeah.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
So basically we're going to see we're going to see how much faster I go if I'm not narrating what I'm doing. I'll still talk to you if something interesting happens, but I'm not going to keep repeating myself about how I fuel scoop and
Fuel scooping.
orient myself and things like that, because I've already talked a lot about those.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Final jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
I can see the mail slot over there, so I think I want to head over like that and then try to slide in from underneath. Just waiting for it to get overhead. Overshot a bit in terms of trying to get the doorway directly in front of me. I can try to correct, but at this point I might just make it worse. We'll see.
Tango, Romeo, Echo. Submit a docking request before attempting to land at this federal station. Authorization cleared. Make your way to landing pad 05. 2,000 meters from touchdown.
Number 5, right there.
Check gear deployed.
Check again. Unauthorized trigger response.
Landing sequence completed. Ground crew has been dispatched. Welcome to the facility, Commander.
Just 4 units to be had. check that transaction. Refuel. Turn the surface and set a course for Bast. We can make that entire trip on the gas we have. So, 4 jumps. I think that's
Loitering is a crime.
white.
Punishable by death. Please make sure you have authorization
It's quite
before
good enough.
you enter the docking
So,
bay.
I'm just checking that the stream is still running because had trouble with that in the past.
This station operates a zero tolerance
Yep.
policy towards
It is.
criminal infractions.
Okay, so off to Bast.
Docking coupler disengaged. Depart when ready, Commander.
Loitering is a crime. Punishable by death. Please make sure.
Clear of station perimeter. Take care, Commander.
Frameshift drive charging.
Bye-bye, the plastering. No need to scoop this trip at all, so I will swing away from the star rather than around it. And
Frameshift drive charging.
it's possible that this route may be a little different than the last one, just because I'm carrying, excuse me, because I'm carrying only 4 tons of cargo rather than 8. But this, I know we were at this star before, so. And I remember LP1-52 as well, so.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I scanned it anyway, but, you know. It's just kind of habit or nervous fidget thing to do while you're waiting to spool up your jump drive.
Cannot comply.
Well,
Frameshift drive charging.
I can swing around, but I should swing around in the direction of the star, not away from it. destination. So, you may notice that I generally point downwards or upwards out of the ecliptic, which is the plane on which most of a solar system has its planets, and the reason for that is that by staying out of the ecliptic, I have a better chance of being able to address a station like this without getting slowed down by the planet. And also, equally important, I have a better chance to avoid having to go around the planet, because if I'm below the plane of the system, then I will be able to see the entire orbit of the station. There's other good reasons for flying out of the ecliptic, especially for longer distances. Which I'll go into in a minute.
Romeo Echo. This port operates under federal jurisdiction. You must submit a request before landing. Okay, Miller, you are go for approach to pad 4 or 5.
So, one of the other reasons to stay out of the ecliptic when possible on especially longer distance destinations, like if it's several thousand light seconds from the star, is because pirates tend to stick to the shipping lanes, and shipping lanes are on the ecliptic. So just a little trick to avoid conflict.
Remember, loitering is a violation. Fractions caused. Peculiar
Solid contact, power down your engines. Good to have you, Commander.
Did we get 16 last time? Don't remember. Looks like I'm still safe to keep progressing the route rather than making a beeline. Check my inventory and looks good. And I've refueled. Head to the surface and plot the next hop, which after Bast is Orrere, the Sharon Lee Free Market, and I can make it on the fuel I have, as you can see with the filled in plot there. What is the purple icon back there? I don't know it. Oh, the engineer. just got... Yes. Alright.
Clear of the landing pad. You may leave when ready.
So I'm kind of doing this now at a... Now that I'm not narrating everything I'm doing, I would call this like a standard pace for me. I'm not rushing, but I'm also not taking a lot of time to explain what I'm doing. That, what I did just there was potentially a little dangerous. That was a small, is it a Sidewinder or a Cobra? It was a smaller vessel, so I felt pretty okay with boosting, but if I had scraped it like I did that passenger liner earlier, while boosting, then I could take a fine, so assuming that it didn't destroy the vessel, which...
Ready to engage.
Oh, they just throttle. Now we're getting close to the point where we're going to hit an hour, and I'm not going to stop this time. I'm just going to keep going, and if the PS4 stops streaming, then that's what happens. I'll get on another stream after that and tell you how it went. But since time is a bit more of the essence now, I'm just going to keep going.
Frameshift drive charging.
So, Orrere gonna check for their fine supply of energy drinks.
Frameshift drive charging.
So just a note, if your drive is spooling up and you in maneuvering towards your destination, your fuel scoop engages again, that's you need to turn away, because see, that's a kind of surefire recipe to overheat. Okay, where are we going?
Fuel scooping.
Over
Fuel
there.
scoop disengaged.
I do this kind of twisting and turning because I'm trying to get a sense of the orientation of the station. And doing that tells me where it's pointing. Let it get a little bit higher overhead because I want it to be head on when I turn to face it, like that. I may have gone a little bit overboard. I could correct if I wanted to by rolling 180 degrees, letting it, well, that was backwards from what I needed to do. It's annoying. I should not have tried to make it better. I just made the situation worse. But, that's alright. There we go. Good enough. And I may lose you guys at any point now because, well, from what I can tell, it doesn't affect the stream, it just affects the archive. So, at any point now, it may become the archive video.
Submit a request if you wish to dock at this facility, Commander. Access granted. Proceed to landing pad 18.
Pad 18.
Landing gear deployed.
500 meters from touchdown.
Check again. Unauthorized.
was looking for it under liquors, and it's an energy drink here, so it's food. Okay. So after Orrere, I go the short hop to Lave. Excuse me. Quick hop.
Unsanctioned act of aggression will not be tolerated.
Docking clamps retracted. You may leave when ready.
Landing gear retracted.
Couple human players here. Couple coming in. While piloting, I forgot that acceleration and deceleration are the same buttons as tabs, so a little hard to
Frameshift drive charging.
change your speed while looking at different tabs in an interface. Okay, now off to get some brandy from Lave Station. I wish the docking slot was more visible in the schematic when it's white. When it's green, it's much easier to see. But I have not seen it yet. Just making the assumption that it's going to be facing the planet from this side. Oh, but it's not. There it is on the bottom. So just want to keep turning till I can get it centered. The Coriolis stations are the ones that, well, I don't know if I would say suck if you get on the wrong side, because they're small and compact, so going around them doesn't take a long time.
Recon Tango Romeo Echo, please comply with STARCOM protocols when attempting to
unlike the ring stations, like the Celis and the Orbis stations, those are huge in terms of length, and so coming out on the wrong side of them can take a long time to get to docking, but it's annoying because the Coriolis stations like these, they have so much symmetry that it's hard to figure out where the front is. There's a there are arrows on the schematic to try to point you at the letter slot, but it still can be hard to find when you're trying to loop around. So even though there are a couple of other people, human beings as well as AIs, who I assume are here for the same purpose that I am, we should all be able to buy some brandy, because the exact amount available is per user, per player. It's not the overall supply and how quickly it replenishes is the shared component. Let me top up my tank, because this is the long hop here, and check our, yeah, that's getting closer, but I think we're still good. I forget the name of the next station. It's I know it's Wuthielo Ku, but it's Tartardock? Yes. Okay, and once again, can't make it the whole way. Mott is where we stop. And I do want to, just so that I don't get stuck out in the middle of nowhere, I do want to quickly take a look at the star types. Just to be sure that, where am I going? There's Lave. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to a map, and alright, I'm already on star class. So just quickly, so red is good. Red means, well, red isn't necessarily good. It's, you have to tell what color red it is. It's an M. And oops, there we go. That is a T, which means we won't be able to scoop from that one. This one is an M. That's not the one. Rind is an M, so we can scoop from it. That's a G. And Mott itself is a K. So, I think we're gonna be fine. Scooping along the way. Just check out what this one is. It's a K. So, and an M. Good. So yeah, we should have no trouble with scooping our way 10 jumps.
Ship is released. You may leave when ready.
Landing gear retracted.
Check your info link after docking for more details.
Human pilots in here, they do not act like AI pilots, so try to give them a little bit more berth.
You are all clear. Starcom wishes you a good journey.
Frameshift drive charging.
Those star names were not ones that I recognized, so I think because we're carrying less cargo this time, we did get a different route. Whoa, that was odd. That seemed like a glitch. Oh good, yes, that was a glitch.
Fuel scooping.
I haven't watched any of the videos of someone getting pulled out of a jump by aliens, because I don't want to, if it ever happens, I want to be surprised. And I was afraid that that was what had just happened, but it was just a
Fuel
glitch.
scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I have to say overall the PS4 has been less glitchy than I would have expected. I mean, most titles that are ported from PC to console, especially to PlayStation, tend to be pretty glitchy. So a few glitches here and there I'm not going to worry about.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
If I read that right, it said T brown dwarf. Which means it won't be scoopable, but I'm not sure I read that right. Yeah, I did.
Frameshift drive charging.
Now this is an M red dwarf, so it will be scoopable. And it certainly seems like just doing a little scooping along the way is enough to get us the extra distance we need.
Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging.
Notice that you could be a little off alignment before a jump, and the ship will automatically center, but you can't be very far off. I'd say maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 degrees. I can't scoop from this star, can I? No, I can.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
And this is a Class K Mott. Wow, that's interesting. Look at that.
Fuel scooping.
2 stars, very close. So I need to watch my heat. That's fantastic though, isn't it? I know I've got to worry about time here, but
Disengaged.
I do want to just take a quick look, just because that's so cool. Without hitting the star, thank you. Wanted to get a bit of distance. There we go. That is cool. And then a third little star over there. It's like Alpha, Beta, Proxima Centauri sort of situation a little bit. When you do jump into a system like that with a two stars very close to one another at the jump-in point, you have to be very careful of your height. That's the most, I'd say the most common way to get damaged when you're on long-range exploration is jumping into a system with
Fuel scooping.
jumping into a system whose stars are too hot, and there's more than one of them.
Fuel scoop
Did I?
disengaged.
I'm gonna have to look at the recording and see, well, assuming we got this far, see if I remembered
Frameshift
to
drive charging.
scan that pretty system that I was looking at. It'd be funny if I was so busy looking at it that I didn't scan it.
4, 3, 2, 1.
How many jumps left? 2 or 3? I think we're probably good on fuel now. Oh yeah. We don't even have to fuel scoop anymore.
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay. Let's get this malt liquor and head home. So again, I'm gonna orient so that I'm letting it I want it to head towards my zenith, and then I will angle up like that. Cool. I'm not going to adjust any further, except as I have to keep it in alignment, because that's good enough. If I'm not in a hurry, I'll sometimes, you know, fiddle around and try to get my approach perfect. Or if I'm in very much of a hurry, I might try in order to make the docking as fast as I can. But you have to know what the risk-reward scenario is. That's good.
Lincoln Tango Romeo Echo. Please comply with station regulations on your approach to this Imperial facility. Your
So
docking
bright, I
request has
can't
been
tell
approved.
which side is
Proceed
green.
at your earliest convenience to pad 03.
I think left is green? Yeah, it looks like it. Sometimes it's hard to tell. The ads assume that green is on the right. So that's another way to... This is an new agricultural stations that have all of these aeroponic or hydroponic gardens growing everywhere. And if you watch, one of them should be retracting or extending into the bay. Yeah, like that one over there. Basically, there are light pumps, is the way it's described, bringing sunlight in, and so they can adjust the amount of sunlight the plants get by moving them into or out of. Oops, I was a little off, wasn't I?
Landing safely completed. You may alight when ready. We are glad to have you with us at this station, Commander.
Which gets up to 69, so better than the previous time, I guess, but no, I guess we had 73 tons last time, and this time we have 69. So, not quite as much as last time, but it's alright. Okay, so this will definitely be our last swing. I think with time we might have been, I think I could like try to do it as quickly as possible and probably bang out another run, but I'm not sure that I have the patience. Just need to plot a route. Over to Gabriel Enterprise, which is again fairly long distance. We can see that we will get. So this is something to keep in mind here. I would run out of fuel at a T-Tauri star, which I can't scoop from. So for that reason, it becomes more important that I verify that the stars that are before it are mostly scoopable. And that's an M star. You can actually force a route to only be. So I haven't actually done that before. I think that would be interesting. So I just turned off non-sequence stars. And I'm going to replot and see what I get. It can't go through, well, I guess I don't understand how this works. If it still went through that same, or did it? Did it still go through Sodden? It did, which is a T-Tauri star, so I'm not sure I understand. I've never tried this before. So, let's see, oh, I see, non-sequence, not meaning main sequence, but, alright. Okay, so now we've got a different route that will take us only through scoopable stars, And if we exit, we can see that the new route is 8 jumps. So not any different. Wasn't it 9 jumps? I don't know. I may just not remember this. Sorry, I'm just kind of curious now how this works. Okay, we're back to that route through Sodhen, and that's 8 jumps, yeah. So, I might as well do the one that I can scoop the whole way. I'm wasting time, I know, but it's a feature that I've never used before, so why not give it a try. Alright, 8 jumps either way, so.
Uncoupling sequence complete. Please observe speed restrictions upon exiting.
Frameshift drive charging.
So I think with 8 jumps, and only the last one being fuel deficient, I think that I don't need to do anything really at all except skim the star as I head towards my next jump point. So like here I'm gonna end up going most of the way around and then just let myself drift out of the solar sphere and let my heat drop down and there we go. 6 jumps. Yeah, I don't think that there's any way we can make another loop after this, but 3 loops is good. I don't know whether this 3rd loop will get me into the top 25% though. Or the next, whatever the next tier is. I'm not scooping or two for sure. No, I haven't been scanning consistently.
Frameshift drive charging.
Four more jumps. Okay. And 3 jumps left.
Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging.
This is all fairly repetitive, but it's almost over. We made it with half a tank, so that's what a little fuel skipping that doesn't even really detract from the time will do for you. So last week's community goal, I actually came in to the station with a full load literally I was going through the mail slot as the goal ended, so I don't think I'm going to try another run at this one. I think 3 runs is enough. I don't know if it'll change my ranking, but we'll see in a minute. I want to get down. Dismaying that I don't see the slot yet. You do want to avoid rings. Slamming into them is not fun. There's the slot. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Landing pad 30, which is 30 the one that's right close? Or is that 31? I think I'll slow down a bit just in case. No, 30's off. Over there. It's easy to reach that one. Okay, so right now
Welcome to our starboard, Commander.
I am in the top 25%, and I'm about to turn in another 69 tons. So, turn in 18 energy drinks. And 15 gen. I'm just curious how it's going. Can I get into the top 10%? I doubt it. 4 ale, 6 brandy, and finally 26 froth. And nope. But still. it will hit tier 8 soon, and so that means I don't know what the tier 8 level is, but I'll get I should get more than 17 million. Also, just doing an extra run did kind of cement my place in 25% so that the people who are delivering to get to the tier 8 do not, you know, bump me back down into the 50% tier. So, so yeah, overall, I've got 25 million credits now. I've increased my both my merchant and my explorer ranks by a couple of notches, and my assets are now at 41 million credits, which is nearly enough to think about the next ship that I would like to try out, which is the Python, and the Python is 57 million for its base model. I don't know if they have one in the shipyard here. Probably not. No. But with the money I have, plus this reward that should come up within a few hours, I should be able to afford that Python. Maybe not the Python and the insurance. I'm curious, seeing the total, so the contributors and the total progress, I can get a sense of what exactly the average is, and there's 688,940 tons collected by 5,627 people. That means the average person delivered 122 tons. And I did not quite twice that. So, like literally one ton short of twice that. So, pretty good. If it's still open when I am ready to come back and play in a few hours, which it probably won't be. It really has made a lot of progress in the past 2 hours. But if it is, I might make a quick run to the nearest, well, not necessarily to the nearest, maybe the one that had the largest supply, which I guess was the, I think that was the, I think the one with the largest was the froth. It was either the froth or the gin, but yeah, I might make a run just straight across to get one or the other of those and come back. But not now. Right now I'm happy with where I am, so thank you for watching, and show you an exterior view, since you don't get to see that while I play. It's my ship looks like from the outside. And there's me. So kind of a weird ship setup because the pilot and the co-pilot, I mean, it's like almost, what, Han Solo and Luke Skywalker style. They are on separate levels with a little ladder between them. So, you can see the cargo hatch right there. Right there. And, whoops. I went through a deck plate. And here's a sense of the size of the ship as compared to the landing pads I've been trying to make. And also shows you why when I've slipped by these light poles here, I've managed to crack, I managed to nick my shields a little bit because that's the overall scale of the pad and the lights and the ship. So if I'd had the time at the agricultural station, I would have stopped to look at some of those hydroponics, but this is just a normal station, so not really much interesting to look at in the station. But there you go. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.